have one question I need to ask.
Yes.
Do robots dream of electric sheep?
I'm a soldier, значит я, и ответчик, и судья. Я стою на двух концах огня. Сколько б ни тени плел обман, откажет ли света истина? Save your tears for the day when no pain is far behind. On your feet, come with me. We are soldiers and not I. Save your tears.
I think they dream of electric hookers, actually.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, 2015, we're getting cyborg prostitutes, y'all. It's already been stated. Remember, that was like fucking 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. And then, like, naturally when the first human robots come out, like, the first question was, will we be able to fuck them? The answer was yes. So let's not forget, Android hookers 2015, prostitutes, check your union card, make certain your shit clean, bitch. Females and males.
So, on our last visit to the Rough House,
So,
we took a trip back in time to 2006, visited an old favorite of ours, that being Godhand, and now we are catapulting ourselves to the near future, 2084. And, well, a new episode, need to get a new cap. Still the same jackass over here, though.
tell your
And-
mom I said hi.
Jesus.
You know what's sad is how many people will be all like, did he really fuck my mom? And it's like,
No, you!
I call myself a motherfucker for a reason. You know, there should be like a guild of that, a guild of motherfuckers. Only it probably end up looking like a shop.
I was about
or
to say,
something.
there probably is, and it's probably a coalition of Kick-Ass 2 fans. You think on that for a second. Anyway,
Certainly not my motherfuckers, because, you know, my motherfuckers never show up. No, I got like the quietest fans on the face of the planet, which is weird because I'm the loudest motherfucker around. Speaking of which, shit,
Yeah.
we forgot the introductions.
I was like, dude, you're loud enough. You're loud enough that a freaking bullhorn seems church mouse quiet in contrast. Anyway,
I have quiet moments. Do not listen to friend Ace. I have quiet moments.
says you.
He is friend Ace.
Anyways,
Fucking A, fuck it. Let's
yeah.
do it. Blazing Ace Nelson.
Blazing Ace Nelson. Y'all know who I am. Like the new cap, I do.
Assassin's Creed is good for me. I am loudest and most kingly of them motherfuckers out there. That bastard from Bellingham, Thomas Duder, Mouse Trey. You know the names. You ought to know the names. And you ought to know who the fuck we be.
The Hooliganz.
Damn straight.
And today, like I said, we're going to be moving forward to 2084, and we are going to be taking a quick look.
Wait, it was set in
well,
2084?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize. Shit.
Well, okay, a not so quick look, but still, you know, we're going to be taking a look at what I could best describe as a cyberpunk sleeper hit.
Remember the magical keywords throughout this entire thing, kids. Philip K. Dick. Now remember, when you hear his names, everybody scream really loud.
You are seriously not trying to make everybody do the whole Pee-wee's Playhouse magic word.
Why the fuck not? Because Philip K. Dick is like all in this.
I swear, if we actually get someone screaming when you mention that name,
Philip K. Dick, all in this.
oh Lord,
Oh, the hooligans, Dick farting, gay jokes,
Oh,
lots of gay jokes. So,
another week, more face palming. Why me?
face palming about Philip K. Dick on Facebook. So anyway, we got a game checkout. We got a game checkout. How about that? Let's go do this. Let's do this.
And seriously, it's one that we've been wanting to check out
For like 3 episodes now.
And
Strange enough. This is the
at
3rd
least.
episode, so you know. Hey, we were a funny trivia story. We were actually going to start the season with this one, but you know, I mean, GQA.
We got jumped by Asians.
Choked out by Asians. And then we just had somebody showed up the DeLorean. We're like, why the fuck not? So 2006, here we go, and went from there, and here we are.
So yeah, here we are. What's supposed to be our season opener here. You can take a look back at some of the previous videos where I mentioned the little one-off gag that I had set up for this, where I literally just have everything just fade in,
Yeah.
and I'd be sitting here all up in your mug like this, going,
Notice-
"Remember me?"
Notice how the head did not change size.
Oh,
It's
shut
the
up.
same. You see my cousin Debo Lottie got more head than he got
I
body.
will beat
So
you.
anyway, enough with the references. Let's get the game.
Let's get down to it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Remember me.
now, as a product, Remember Me is yet another one of those games that has something of an interesting history behind it. Now, when I say interesting, I mean that there was next to no hype for it.
True. Which is weird considering that it's Capcom. I mean, even if it's Don't Nod, which we know, yeah, it's still Capcom. But then again, they've been making some pretty bad moves for quite a while. Thankfully, Remember Me is not one of those. This is a wonderful romp through Philip K. Dick land.
Oh my goodness, that just conjures up some very bad images.
So you know, Dick and Head. Hey,
shut up!
I'm gonna do the joke. Let me do the
Oh,
joke.
Jesus.
Why are you stifling my creativity, Ace? Why are you stifling me? Don't oppress me, Ace. Don't oppress me. So Philip
It's funny
K.
how
Dick
it's the
and
darker one of us that's oppressing the other.
oh, reverse racism. Anyway, I know bad jokes, and for the record, we here don't believe in reverse racism, just racism. But as a comedic foil, I will pull that shit out in a heartbeat. So anyway, what the? Oh yeah, Dick and Head, and the joke was, because we were mentioning about the Debo Lottie dance earlier, and the head, how big your head is, and then while he's typing up the description, I'm like dive kick, nigga. You're like that one dude
Like
from Dive Kick, Javali from Dive Kick. Like round 2 though, never be anything more than round 2 because like his head is pretty much the roughly equivalent to the size of the dude's head in round 2. Anything beyond that is big even for Ace. It's big even for the Pet Boys. Goddamn, like fucking
dude,
really.
the Pet Boys.
Well, dude, look at his fucking head to body ratio.
You really had to take it back like that?
He wasn't
The
even
Pet
like
Boys?
a normal fucking. He wasn't even a normal bobblehead. He was like a bobblehead designed by a retard by that moment.
Wow.
Make the head bigger. That's what she said.
Oh Jesus.
So remember me. I know y'all remember us by now. Goddamn.
But anyways,
We were talking about how this game had received no support from Capcom practically. On the hype train, nothing. I heard about this game from you. And then I had to go and find it.
and I found out about this game literally just through I think it was like a small hype trailer that I found. Oh Jesus. I don't even remember where I found it. I think I was scouring the pages of Silicon Era.
Oh wow.
But
I
saw
don't
that-
remember seeing this shit on like fucking what was that shit? What was that magazine I was reading for a while?
Game Informer?
Yeah, before
That
they
was-
sold out to the X-Bone.
Yeah, that was where I saw a little bit more of
Yeah.
it. It was in Game Informer, and the concept behind this game it intrigued me.
Yeah, I will admit the same thing. I mean, it looked cool as fuck, and it's like, well, oh my god, the setting alone, which, for the record, you'll hear this a lot from us, scenery porn. That and Philip K. Dick. We're all yelling like idiots. I wonder how many people are actually yelling every time we flash the Philip K. Dick. Oh, there's somebody out there just following along going, is he gonna, no I'm not. But scenery porn does come up a lot in this, and oh my god. I don't want to jump our usual shit. But we usually, yeah.
let's just face facts. A little bit of a content spoiler warning as far as the review itself. This game is beautiful.
Sumptuous. So fucking tasty, you can put it in your mouth. Like Philip K. Dick. The joke was there! You can't, there. I'm not even doing my normal alienating our fans. I'm just fuck yeah, fuck y'all, fuck everybody. I don't give a fuck.
But
I was dropping nukes on shit on motherfuckers not but like 2 episodes ago. So you know.
But again, back to discussion of this game as a product.
Ah, yes.
You know, I saw like a little blurb about it in Game Informer. The thought of it, the concept intrigued me. Just being able to actually rewrite someone else's memories.
Yeah, how in the fuck would they pull that off?
And now that we've actually sat down with the game and played through it and experienced the story, it's one of those things that not only does it make sense in context, but
it makes sense in delivery.
It makes sense in delivery, and it's creative.
Now, on the other hand, you know what really attracted me to this game? Don't get it twisted. The environment, the presentation of of fucking with people's memories, that's all well and good. But what got me into this is exactly why we placed this after God Hand. Combo labs. Combo labs, the idea to make your own combos. Each Preston, as they're called, each whatchamacallit, has different ability. I just said Preston, what the fuck, whatchamacallit? Each one has different, you can do different abilities, you can mix and match. I was hype as a motherfucker for that alone, mainly because of my experience, much like yours, with God Hand. God Hand gave you the most free fucking awesome fucking combo lab in existence, and to me, the combo lab idea isn't a new thing, because hell, even before God Hand, there's that one, Legend of Legaia? Yeah, Legacy of Legaia. You know, there were combo lab games, and that was an RPG.
No, Legend of Legaia and Legend of Mana.
Yeah. But suffice to say, the combo lab idea has been done before, and it's still good. It's a great idea. I love it as a concept. I love it as a gameplay concept. And then I got my hands on this one, which we will go into that during the gameplay, because I don't want to ruin it here. We're just talking about the product here. But suffice to say, that's what drew me in for this. That, and I won't lie, the dystopian cyberpunk themes. I'm not like a mega fucking fan about cyberpunk, but I like it like I like any other genre. This shit is some hard sci-fi cyberpunk goodness. I half expected fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger to show up all fucking, you know,
or friggin' Harrison Ford in a trench coat.
Yeah, I'm expecting Rutger Hauer in a trench coat. I'm just expecting, and you know what, I was expecting cyberpunk tropes, and this game delivered. This game sincerely delivered. Funny, I think his name was Gibson. Funny story. Now, normally we just do a one take, but every now and then we'll be like trying to remember something like, hey dude, do you remember? He's like, nah, so we'll go check it out, you know. And so I was trying to remember other writers I have read from the cyberpunk genre. I can name off sci-fi, fantasy all day long. But I'm like, but cyberpunk as a genre,
just straight up cyberpunk. We're talking Shadowrun style.
And I'm like,
cyberpunk.
Well, who's that motherfucker who wrote I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? And then I'm like,
and you know, do robots
Blade Runner
for electric sheep.
Yeah, Blade Runner. And then I'm like, just watch. It's gonna be Philip K. Dick. Something like that. I didn't say it. You can't scream. I didn't say the full thing.
But then we actually went to Wikipedia, looked it up, and what do you know?
Philip K. Dick. So
yes,
yeah,
I got in on that one.
Yeah, that's me clapping my hands like a retard. Flailing.
Wow.
So anyway, on with the game. Let's show them some of this shit. First and foremost, I would like to just throw this out there. I love the presentation of this shit. You know, I want to come in expecting fucking Philip K. Dick, and this puts me in that mood for that.
Yeah, it definitely has a
stylized.
Yes, it has a very stylized feel to it from the moment you boot up the game.
And you see this segment right here, the continue story, load ups, all that good stuff. Everything that's like based around the idea of these memorizers. What the fuck was it called? Neuralizers, something like that. You're gonna see this. You're gonna see this. And it's this. No, you know what the word for it is? Aesthetic. Aesthetic. It's throughout the whole game, and it's awesome. And it's this clean Matrix grid looking bullshit side by side with the dystopian breakdown of civilization that, as anybody who's into cyberpunk will tell you, makes you a good cyberpunk story. Storyline wise, this game got it.
Now, speaking of storyline, I'm just going to go ahead and start from episode 0 for you guys. That way you can take a look at the prologue and if you've read about this game and if you're still sitting on the fence, yeah, it is still, not to jump ahead, but it is still kind of pricey, seeing as how it's still relatively new.
How much is this?
I think it's gonna be in the 40s by this point.
Used or new?
New.
Yeah.
I think.
That's not bad. Then you can honestly expect to find this used probably $25-$30 then. I mean, you know how it is. Always break it down about $10 less, $20 less.
But it might still be on the pricey side by this point. But if you're at least looking to check it out, take into account the information that you've read up about this. Always, no matter what you hear from us, due diligence. Do your own research on it. See if it's something you're going to like.
Check it out a little bit. But then again, I would like to point out that I think I just took it for granted that our viewers do that anyway. It's not even like I'm trying to give y'all props. Fuck you. But I'm just, you got Mr. Happy over here, and then you got me. Fuck y'all. Y'all ought to know where I'm coming from. Y'all know that I'm just gonna show my love by abusing you as badly as possible, as much as I can get away with.
It's the cavalier and the curmudgeon.
Pretty much. But when it comes down to it, I mean, actually, I forgot what I was saying. Price-wise, so $25-$30. Something about our fans, and reading up. But yeah, I do take it for granted that our viewers are going to already checking shit out, because we are suggesting games here and giving our opinions of those games, whether or not they should. And we said it back in Season 0. Don't just listen to us. Go read up on your own shit. We got links. We'll talk about where you can find it. We'll give you ideas of places to go to buy it, like your local GameStop, your local used games for us to be reset games.
Yeah.
Go get your ass to eBay, get to Amazon. You ought to know these places. And for the most part, Ace does buy the new games. I do not. So you'll get the both sides from us. Is it worth it new? I would say yes, and if I had the money, I would do it. If you can get it used, go for it. If you have an Xbone 180, why are you listening to us?
But yeah, pretty much as far as picking up this game goes, when it came out new, like when it first came out, it came out at $59.
The $60 tag.
Basically, anything below that, and you're getting it for a steal just because of how much content and how much value you can get out of this.
True.
But as I was saying, I'm going to start with episode 0 and just play through it as we're talking, so that way you guys can at the very least check out the story. If you don't want commentary over the story itself, I kind of can't do that because I don't want us to get copyright dinged.
Not only that, but also, how many spoilers do we usually give during one of these reviews? I'm just saying. Spoilers, ahoy, matey.
Actually, I take that back. I'll start at episode 1.
There we go.
There's a reason for it, if this is the right episode.
Oh, it's actually is it gonna start you off with oh, this is the difficulty.
Yeah,
the script kitty, errorist agent, memory hunter.
Yeah, I when I first played through this game, I kept it on the default difficulty, the errorist agent.
Yeah.
But
Skyrimx.
And again, just that sort of clean, technological presentation.
The aesthetic.
But again, over the course of this game's development cycle, there really, well, not even over the course of the development cycle, but pre-development, there was a lot going on in that the guys at Don't Nod Entertainment were looking for publishers.
Nilin,
And
are you okay?
every,
I need to get out of here. Get me out of here now.
a lot of the publishers that they had gone
You
to,
have to trust me, sis.
I believe it was an interview in
Now I am trapped in a
Penny
coffin.
Arcade Magazine or on Penny Arcade Report,
I must
but
prepare
the
you
director of the
for
game,
waiting
Jean-Maxime Moris,
Yeah.
enemy
he
is
actually
memory.
said that
A
there were other
corporation
developers that
has digitized and
refused,
commoditized memories.
there were
They
other
call
publishers that
it
refused to
Sense
take on
technology.
Remember Me
The world is
because of the fact
You
that you're dealing with a female protagonist.
You were a memory.
Oh, big whoop, whack.
I mean,
Hunters merely pillaged
Bah!
I mean, for a while they were actually talking about,
You are an
you know,
terrorist, just like
a
me.
part of the story where they were actually going to tease a little bit at
You were a
Nilin's personal life.
revolutionary fighter,
And,
my best agent.
show her
We all
actually,
fought to assure that
being
no firm
intimate with a
like
guy.
Monopoly
Trevor.
And-
It better be Trevor. What was the name? Yeah, Trevor. Tommy. It better be Tommy.
No.
It better be Tommy.
But here's the thing, though. One of the publishers that they had actually gone to said, you know, it would make gamers feel uncomfortable getting intimate with a guy through a female avatar.
Okay.
So we can't do this.
Hold up. So I know you're dropping some serious shit, but I need to point something out. A couple things. One, I didn't come into this game expecting to get into a gender conversation. I literally did not know about that. And two, really, publishers? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just that I don't give a fuck. I want to play a good game, whether it's a strong female character who don't need no man in her or who needs a man in her, whatever the fuck. You know, I was just talking about this shit on Facebook recently about written characters, whether they be strong female characters or strong male characters. I hate to use me as an example, but the generalist. You know what I have? Badasses. I don't give a fuck what the gender is. I don't give a fuck if they're wafy, thin chicks. I don't give a fuck if I even have musculous motherfucking bitches in there. You know, I got chicks who are bench pressing gargoyles. And you know what? I got the whole spectrum because that's what I expect. That's what life gives me. So you know what? I don't want to play this game with a male character. I played this game with a female character and it was just fine. I don't want to ruin too much in the spoilers or whatever. I don't remember any part where she was really that fucking weak. Now, the reviewers brought up something like we just not saw and exactly, but like it starts off with a real pretentious fucking cyberpunky, but what do you expect? Cyberpunky fucking quote, and it's just her musing in the ethers of the memory, you know?
Yeah.
But that's also exposition. That's how they also show you more of the story, her take on it, and it launches you into the next segment, which is all important.
Yeah, and the sections in between
These niggas.
where she's actually, you know, musing about, you know, what's been going on, what she's done. I mean, it's another way that, like God Hand, you actually get a connection to the character and to the game. It pulls you into her mindset.
But what trips me out is when people say that's a weak form of storytelling. It's not. It's as valid as anything.
And
now,
it's not even weak so much as it's not exposition. When she's telling her perspective on what's happened, it's not exposition.
not directly.
It's not direct exposition.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to say here. Yeah.
You know, it's not, oh, this happened, and this happened.
But I do have to point out, there's at least 2 segments where they do fill in the plot holes with her, though.
Yeah.
That is exposition. But I do understand what you're saying, and yeah, the rest of it, no, that is her musings. And now, keep in mind, some people are like, I don't want to think in my action. But, you know, look at these backgrounds, look at these graphics. No, we were talking about environment and immersion in this game earlier, and already you're just jumping around.
I mean, the best... Actually, I thought of one really interesting... Well, not interesting, but I thought of one really apt descriptor, one really apt adjective for this.
Careful, bro.
Cerebral.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. And, you know, intellectuals like violence, too, I'd just like to point out.
Hell. I'm probably one of the most violent bookworms you'll find.
Word. Yeah, I'm a bookworm too, but I don't really add myself into that. I just read, you know what I mean? Book, nigga!
No, you read. I'm like, I was the dictionary kid.
Yeah, you the professor. It's cool. I'd rather be Thurston Howell III anyway, motherfucker, buying everybody's shit. So anyway.
But again, I mean, there were publishers that refused to take on this project because of outdated ass gender issues. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's 2012 when this game is being developed. 2013 when this game is being released.
I was about to say, are you off? It's 2013, bro.
But I mean, when this game was being developed and proposed back in 2012, or maybe even earlier, I forget how long the development cycle was for this bad boy. But it's the 21st century, y'all. It's the 21st century, and there have been games that have succeeded quite well with female protagonists. Case in point, Tomb Raider.
I wouldn't really want to use Tomb Raider as an example personally, versus say, the new Tomb Raider.
Well, I mean, Tomb Raider it's the example of, a game with a female protagonist that actually succeeds really well.
Actually,
Or another example would be the Metroid
I was
series.
gonna say, I would actually say Samus Aran is the example of the first, literally the first female lead character, and you didn't even know she was a lead. And then later on, of course, they gave her the Zero Suit and Rule 34 her fine ass out. But everybody gets Rule 34. Hell, even Mass Effect was Rule 34 the game. I mean, they had Jersey Shore niggas up in there. Was it Bulk Slab Knees?
Yeah.
Grim Rock Hair?
Big McLarge huge.
Flint Chest Groin? Or Rock Groin? Yeah, Chest Groin, what the... I'm into that too. I don't mind Paizuri. Yeah, I love me some Paizuri. So, this... Okay.
But seriously, they actually went into... They actually refused this based on just, again, the main character's gender, which is one of the
Nicest
weakest
genders.
excuses I could think of to refuse a game.
But she's one of the nicest genders. Anyway, so we've been calling this game Halle Berry the game for quite some time.
Halle Berry's ass.
Halle Berry's ass the game. And it is though, it is. I mean, it's but this has a lot of elements of like Mirror's Edge. I would say this is like Mirror's Edge meets God Hand in that sense. But at the same time, there are
it's like Mirror's Edge meets God Hand in basically it's like a DVD for Mirror's Edge meets God Hand, but you put it inside the case for Blade Runner.
yeah. Actually, yeah. And already you can tell, I mean, she's just, like, crawled out of this filthy freaking, like, midden pile where, they got dead bodies all over the place, but every now and then you'll get one of those weird lurkers, or the fuck they're called. What are they called?
Leapers.
Leapers. Yeah, I hate those Oh my god, I hate Dredgelings and Dark Souls and Demon Souls, and I hate the zombie soldiers, and I fucking hate them. Look at that. It's shit like this right there. That's what I'm talking about. That fucking dystopian fucking bullshit. That's that cyberpunk bullshit.
Oh yeah, the hanging masks.
And that's the other thing also, is a lot of France in this. A lot of Paris.
Well,
a lot of...
Well, again, the game takes place in Paris.
Yeah, but... Well, Neo-Paris. But, it's one of those things where I expect them to make some shit up, but apparently, like, some of the shit was based off real fucking architecture. And that's always a good thing in my opinion. If they can pull that shit off, yeah. You got these dark corridors like this. Oh my god, and that becomes a gameplay bullshit later on.
Mm-hmm. But, again, just with the controversy as far as development, as far as pushing the idea.
I'm glad Capcom I'm just glad I'm at the point where I'm just glad Capcom greenlighted it.
Yeah, eventually they brought it to Capcom, and Capcom, in one of their few lucid moments these days,
when they actually pulled their heads out of their collective asses,
decided to go ahead and greenlight this. And what they decided to wind up greenlighting, look at that.
Oh, and the environment, yes.
Parisian sunrise.
I was just staring at the glory of her ass for a moment, but That's the other thing is also, okay, one thing that needs to be pointed out about this game, the idea of augmented reality. That plays heavily into the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, we're like almost in story. I mean, like, it permeates the whole damn thing. From the environment to the fucking gameplay, the storyline.
I mean, just take a look. I mean, technically, you've got AR displays for the little drones flying around with the advertisements.
Yeah, and also the other thing about augmented reality is not only will it play later on into your different shots, using the memory and what is that thing called? The remixer?
Yeah.
It's called the remixer from now on. Yeah, the memorist remix. so you got the remixer, and it plays heavily into the long range capabilities that she gets, but also very strongly into just the idea of memory. What's the word? Interfacing. How they interface with it, but also in what you can do with it. I mean, augmented reality plays so much into this game. It's fucking awesome. Oh, and the Sensa program?
The Sensen.
Sensen, yes! It's not that I didn't like Mirror's Edge, it's not that I didn't like Assassin's Creed, but Sensen really kind of gave me the idea that, okay, yeah, I can jump over there and that's cool. It's like, okay, there we go. Just look around, find the next spot. If you're stuck, boom. If not, backtrack, find the next spot, boom. So, we've been harping...
faces.
Interfaces. Oh, more faces. Bad ace. Now,
Yeah,
that thing floating on the back of her neck right there, the little flower pad. Well, actually, you want to go into the storyline a little bit? Just quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Story.
Now, again, this takes place in Neo Paris, aka, a very high-tech Paris in 2084. And at this point, technology has advanced so far that the storing, distribution, and commoditization of human memory itself
I like that word, commoditization.
is now the norm. And they do so through basically implants along the spinal tissue,
Yeah.
which actually give you direct access to memory interfaces through what is known as the sensation engine, or sensing.
But you know what that kind of reminds me of already right off the bat? What was that one fucking movie? It was about that guy who was a memory hunter, and it starred. Oh my god, I'm a fucking moron. I'll have to think about it later. But suffice it to say, it was very much so on that. It was like at the turn of the century or whatever. Some cops killed a guy, a rapper, and he was the only one who had that memory. Yeah, you're thinking about it too.
No, I know what you're talking about.
It starred what's her face from Dusk Till Dawn, and it was like a great movie. It had a black female lead. You had him, and she was like a bodyguard. She was a badass. And, like, there was that one scene towards the end. Like, they were ripping books. It had a female director. Which, that was, like, a big part of the... You were talking about the bullshit about the producers for this one, publishers. But, that movie had some bullshit, too. Where, because it's a female director, she can get away with things that white male directors can't. Like, showing dudes burning books or having a black woman gang jumped. Or a rapper killed by a bunch of white cops. But, we'll remember the name later. Oh, here we go. Combats. So storyline-wise, so it's 2084 Neo Paris. The rich have gotten richer, the poor have gotten poorer. And at the bottom of the rung, even under the poor, are these leapers, the twisted fucking cast-offs of those who've had their memories drained forcibly. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Yes.
And, I mean, even with, memory management and, memory as a commodity, it's also even used in their...
Torture.
In their prison
Or
systems.
prison, yeah. And for the record, much like a good Philip K. Dick story goes, there's a corporation that has taken over everything. Government, everything. Naturally being,
That corporation in this
does it
being
memorize? Memorize, yeah. And they're the dicks. Oh, they're a bunch of dicks, including, once again, this whole ingrained prison system where they are forcibly sucking up people's memories, swapping memories, keeping them confused. In fact, that's what started with Nylan here, where she woke up just not knowing what the fuck with Edge, this guy named Edge, who, much like a good Philip K. Dick character, has a hoodie, you can't really see his face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's nothing but a silhouette, kind of. Yeah. So that's 2 Philip K. Dick. Oh, 3! That does count, that one does count. So, suffice it to say, she wakes up as one of these amnesiacs, except he starts bothering her. She slowly gets the fuck out the hospital, and then he directs her to where to go. It actually is an intuitive way of teaching you how to play the game, getting the fuck out of this place. And what's even worse is that when I was playing this, there was always that sense of, holy shit, I'm gonna die around the next corner. It's not that I like that feeling, but it's good when it's high tension. High tension, yes. There's that tension in this storyline. You're not just starting off Joe McBadass, and I don't mind that. You're not even starting off Jane McBadass. I don't mind that. Oh, there's that Sensen in action.
Yeah, the AR displays pretty much coming up on, basically on like I guess you could say it's like a free-form, almost invisible HUD.
Which you would think would be like in the retinas, but yeah. Now, no, that's more of a gameplay thing, but there are those medical boxes, I will point out, but sometimes you're going to need those medical boxes. We'll go into that later. So, anyway, memorize those interfaces on the backs of people's necks, those AR interfaces, is how people can actually directly inject memories.
Access and transmit their memories.
Yeah, and with a memorizer, which she has, you can even remix that shit, which is the big thing of this game.
Yeah. Now, I'll go into the story a little bit more, but basically...
You meet a colorful cast of characters, meet the bad guy, and then twists.
And then lots of twists.
Now, as spoilerific as we are, I'm just going to throw this out there, Ace. I don't want to give up too much, so we should really just say storyline is done. Some of you are going, what? But no, seriously, there are some twists in this game.
Storyline is done.
There are twists in this game that you will be thankful we didn't say shit. Be happy, there's your background. So there's storyline.
But yeah, a little bit more background on the game itself, not necessarily storyline, but again on the game as a product.
Damn, her ass looks
Trying to
good.
get back to that. Again, Don't Nod Entertainment is they're a French development studio. So effectively, this is a Western game.
Cool.
Published by an Eastern company. This, I think, is almost the reverse of what they did with DMC.
Yeah. Oh,
Where instead
shit.
of handing over a beloved franchise to a group of comparative bush leaguers,
Oh, yeah. Team Ninja sucks.
you've actually got
Ninja Theory, excuse me. Ninja Theory sucks.
you've actually got these guys who are relatively unknown up until now, basically coming up out the woodwork, trying to find anyone to actually publish their work, and then along comes Capcom. They're actually thinking for once, and they go, "Okay, let's give this a shot." But
With the sound of their collective heads coming out of their collective asses. We both. It was there. I don't even think they heard it, but whatever the fuck.
But
We made the popping sound.
But Capcom eventually, got their heads sucked back into the vortex of their own anal cavities because
No
Even-
marketing.
yes, even after the release of this game, there was next to no support for it.
Which sucks because there should be more
I mean,
fanfare for this.
There was next to no support, no fanfare, very little marketing. I mean, even
It's a better game than DMC.
I mean,
and they
come
hyped
on.
that shit.
for a Capcom game, there's even very little DLC for this.
Well, I guess we're gonna jump to DLC really quick.
Um,
What DLC
actually-
is there?
Actually, we're at the 30-minute point.
Oh!
Let's jump to that after the break.
All right.
So,
Catch you motherfuckers when we get back.
yep.
Okay, Nick.